Historically speaking, the newspaper obituary presentation was considered a local news item. The appearance was a public service, and it was free of charge, but not anymore. The locally published newspaper was always the community go-to source for deaths and tributes. It was always a constant. It was always the benchmark to inform the public, but somehow, through acquisitions, mergers, change of business models, and the emergence of the 24-hour news cycles, obituaries became reclassified from its original purpose as a free news item into a revenue-generated advertisement with unpredictable costs. When newsprint went digital, the obituary appearance and format to presumably reach a broader viewership on the internet was introduced by Legacy.com just a few years ago, actually in 2014. Legacy is a company totally separate from the newspaper and is a privately held hedge fund corporation. The Legacy Obituary program aligned its website presentation to be exclusive only for newspapers. In other words, for an obituary to appear on the internet, it must first be processed in print form in the newspaper. There is no separation, no difference, no choice of one appearance over the other. Actually, if the obituary is not published in a newspaper, it does not appear on the internet. Today, newspaper obituary processing has become anything but simple. It is restrictive, it is deadline structured, and has become increasingly expensive each year since 2014. The funeral service professional experiences isolation and is burdened with doing all the work. What I mean is that by transcribing all the obituary information onto a template without the benefit of any personal assistance or review, all of which is necessary to determine an actual cost, then press the submit button and hope that everything works out in tomorrow morning's newspaper edition, compared to real time, all without the ability to add or re-edit content. When considering a return on investment, covering time, covering manpower, for the money, funeral service provider courtesy and convenience has been greatly overlooked. There are no second chances, no do-overs, so the opportune time to confirm obituary content and cost and the way it is going to appear in the newspaper, all prior to deadline, is during the funeral arrangement conference period, when everyone is together. But to do this, and in many cases, the funeral arranger must excuse themselves from conference and process the obituary presentation. This interruption of focus time with the family makes no sense and can be better spent exploring and understanding the wishes and anticipations of the families which you serve when it comes to writing a memorial tribute. Because the printed and online obituary is newspaper specific, it frequently becomes necessary to consider selective or multiple newspaper circulations to address target areas and geographical locations, requiring more processing time and expense. Newspaper obituary costs have become so expensive in recent years that families have increasingly been declining this add-on funeral charge. This trend has been producing a result and assumed reliance upon the funeral service provider to post obituary information on their privately hosted website. Although a viable and commendable alternative, it remains a step backward because the public is slowly losing the venue and references to daily obituaries within their community that they once had. Backward is when public exposure involving a recent death, the funeral arrangements, and memorial tribute should not require multiple searches to locate the individual. We presently live in the age of connection. Access to information at any time, at any place, and in a timely manner is now commonplace. 10-digit dialing, now being necessary to place a telephone call, has brought area code awareness of geography and region to everyone. Plus, area codes cover a larger landscape and population where newspapers either do, don't, or even overlap readership and circulation. It simply was common sense that ObitMemories chose to incorporate this demographic, the area code format presentation, as our business model to host daily obituaries on a national level. Keeping it simple was the theme commonly used by the team of licensed funeral directors and funeral professionals who designed and built the ObitMemories website. The need to eliminate confusion and deadlines, being user-friendly for both the reader and processor, having a constant price structure, availability of other languages, access to placing information anytime and any place, the ability to correct, edit, or add information, real-time display considerations, identifying, promoting, and advertising the individual funeral service provider brand, bringing back the respect, reverence, and sophistication of a memorial tribute without the advertisements and other distractions, and most importantly, offering a story-like presentation of a life lived by not restricting content. The internet has made the world smaller, making convenience just as important as the information itself. And ObitMemories strongly feels that as a digital presentation, one that is viewed by people around the world, consideration of tradition, culture, heritage, and ethnic background requires that the English-only presentation needed to be readdressed. And all information displayed on our website is also available in other languages, which is carried over with text, tweets, email, or Facebook attachments. Let us for the moment use the symbolism of the one-stop shopping experience. A single trip to one location, the mall, where you can stop for clothing, groceries, have the car serviced, eyeglasses made, and even dental work done. An all-inclusive venue. Why not a memorial tribute website where obituaries, anniversary remembrances, and family appreciation statements can appear on a 24-hour rotation cycle, featuring today, yesterday, 2 days ago, and then store that very same information into a free archive section for future access on the internet. ObitMemories, using this concept of one-stop shopping, has eliminated the time-consuming efforts of multiple outside searches involving the person, the town, place and date of death references, finding the right newspaper that covers that region, and the funeral service provider handling the funeral arrangements. Unlike newspapers and their digital presentations, ObitMemories does not have advertising. And unlike newspapers, subscription to ObitMemories is free. By activation using an email address, each day's presentations will automatically be sent for the area code requested. The beauty of the ObitMemories website is its outreach to the public and ability to assist with the financial considerations that all funeral service providers are presently experiencing. The choice is simple. Continue on the pathway of expensive newspaper publications for internet exposure, or seriously consider the many additional options that the ObitMemories website offers. The staff of ObitMemories invites the funeral service professional to become part of our family with the families that you serve.